Hi everybody, I'm Ellen. I'm Buckeye Cross Stitcher on both FlossTube and Instagram. This is FlossTube number 11 and it's September 25th, 2025. I want to thank you for stopping and especially my new subscribers. This is a channel predominantly about cross stitch and occasionally other crafting that I do. And I do have something extra to show you today. So I think I will start out with talking about I have a lot of extra videos and photos to add to this video today. So I'm just going to really do kind of a short intro on this and then, add everything after that. So I went to Young's Dairy and they had their wool gathering that they have every September. And this is my big purchase, but that is a big event out there. So I've got a lot of photos and videos to show you for that. But this was an ornament made of wool that's a little buckeye. And I actually had gotten one of these last year. And I think this was so cute though, I thought I would keep that up in my craft room all year. So I thought that was really cute. And what I'm wearing a shirt that I got from Springfield Clark County Fairgrounds had a craft show. This was several years ago where I picked up this shirt and she cut open the shirt part and had this plaid material on the back of it and then embroidered the Ohio Buckeyes on there, and I just loved it. It's a 3/4 length and it's soft and it's long, so I just love this shirt. And hey, go Bucks. The other thing I'm currently working on is the Stitching Parliament. This was my birthday start in June by Hands On Design. And I'm getting close to a finish on that. I hope to have that finished this month. And I did get a frame for this over the weekend. I went to Busy Beaver in Beaver Creek, Ohio, which is about 10 minutes down the road from me. They were having their 50th anniversary open house, and I have some photos from there. And I did get a Mill Hill frame for this, an 8x8 Mill Hill frame that I'm going to put this in. And I got some sticky board and other things like that. But I'm excited to get that done. I haven't worked on One Nation, and I do work on Silhouette Bear on Zoom calls. That's upstairs, and I really haven't made a whole lot of progress on that, but I may try to show that to you next time where I'm at. I had a couple of FlossTube standouts that I wanted to talk about. Joanne Bishkoff DeWitt, she is the story stitcher, and a lot of you may be watching her. I'm waiting for my copy of her latest novel to come, and she did FlossTube number 15, which was a year of finishes parade. So she has only been stitching since August of 2024, and she went through all of those projects, and that was kind of a fun one to see. And then Sherry Moss, FlossTube number 31, she went through felt stitching that she does, organization, Halloween, treat bags, and her regular stitching. So that was a fun FlossTube to watch. So I will link both of those at the bottom in the description. And otherwise, I have finishes, I have FFOs, I have haul, and a lot of other things that like I said, I did separate videos on. And so I hope that you will stay tuned for all of that. And until we meet each other again, be excellent to each other. Primrose Cottage released a patriotic sip and stitch box this summer, so I got that. These are 2 starts and finishes out of the 3 patterns. The 1776 pattern was on the back of the release form that we got. And then here's God Bless America. And I also have America, My Home Sweet Home, yet to do. So these come with the finishing kits. Of course, we got a drinking vessel with it and some other things in the box. And so I'll probably be finishing these all at the same time when I get America, My Home Sweet Home stitched. The first of the year, my Stitchy sisters and I decided that we were going to do a sale together, and everybody was pulling out a Cricut collection design to do. So Playing with Jacks was one I've had in my tote box library for a while, and I decided I wanted to get that done. So this is designed by Vicki Hastings, and I did eliminate this border on the bottom here. I didn't really care for it, and I thought the way I wanted to finish it, it probably would kind of be in the way anyway. So I did eliminate that. This was stitched on 32 Vintage Country Mocha Lugana, and I used the DMC threads that called for on this. So once I got to really working on it, because I've been working on it since the first of the year, I just loved it. Could not get enough of stitching this, even with back stitching and everything. So I would, if there wasn't so much stitching, actually do the autumn version of it, where she's got leaves in this middle pumpkin here. But I don't think I'll do that, but I will have the pattern for life. So in case I want to pull it out, and I do want to do that someday, I do have that. But hopefully by next FlossTube, I will have that fully finished. So I thought I would add a little video about, a lot of people show their project bags as they show their whips and things. And I wanted to show you that I collect these mesh bags from Fat Quarter Shop. As long as I think that they're going to be a big enough size for all the stuff that I put in my bags. So this is the one I've been using for Playing with Jacks. And I have a little like key ring thing on here that I had bought off of Etsy. And it has a little scarecrow on it. I don't know if you can see that. And a welcome fall. And I love these bags because I can get everything in there. Anything that I want. And sometimes I even throw a frame if I've bought a frame for the project. But I keep my cross stitch in there, my pattern, and my spreadsheets. And this one I had an extra little piece of fabric left over. So I keep that with it until I'm completely finished. So that's what I do, and this was the perfect bag for that project. Kindred Friends was an exclusive design for Keepsakes for StitchCon 2025, so I picked that up in the annex. And Cecilia happened to be standing at the register talking to Barbara when I checked out, so she was nice enough to autograph my copy of the pattern for me. So that was exciting. I did do a lot of changes to this because I had to make room to put my table 31 and list all my Stitchy sisters' names in there. I stitched for max variegation. I used mostly the classic Colorworks threads on this. So you'll see a lot of the variegation, different places in it, which I love. And I also stitched this complete top border in Stormy Night instead of switching threads. There was like a few little stitches in there that were supposed to be a different color, but I liked the variegation on it, so I just stuck with the Stormy Night on that. And I made a lot of other little changes to make room to do this. Cut that off, didn't stitch this flower, move some things over and that kind of thing to make room for listing my names on there. So it was a fun weekend, and I was with my Stitchy sisters. We all know each other, so we had a lot of time to sit and talk and get some projects done that weekend. So I'll be happy to have this as a memory stitch up on my wall in my craft room for that weekend. I finished Picnic Party into a little pillow, and I had stitched this last year. This is That's So Calico. It's Kelly Stadola. I think you can still get this pattern on her website. But I used 16 count white Aida, and then I used DMC, except for the red was Weeks Dye Works Turkish red, and I did stitch that one stitch at a time for the variegation. So I think that little mouse is just adorable, and I am so looking forward to having that out in my summer decor next year. If you've been following my FlossTube since the first of the year, you know I've been stitching the Let's Talk series by Hands On Design. So this is 3 of 4 completed. All I have left is winter. So this is autumn. And I didn't make too many changes to this one. I think I added a stitch right there that wasn't charted or something just to make that look even. And there weren't instructions to do this back stitch line along the top railing of the wagon there, but it was charted, and it did look like it was done in the photo, so I did do that, and it does make it look a little better. You probably can't tell on this video, but and I also changed DMC white. I switched that out for DMC 3865 actually on all of these because I wanted the white to be brighter. So I'm happy to have that one done, and it's actually already out on display. I've been looking through my basket of finished stitches upstairs. As the seasons are changing, I'm trying to get some things fully finished. And this is Happy Owloween and Happy Autumn by Misty Purcell, Luminous Fiber Arts. And this came out in 2023, and that's when I actually stitched these. She also offered this cute little needle minder, and I have him on my magnet board by my stitchy chair year round. I just love his little face. He's so cute. So I stitched these on 32 count Picture This Plus Legacy linen that I had gotten from Claire's Stitching Post in Vermilion, Ohio. And really the only change I made, I stitched it in the Classic Color Works or DMC called for. The only change I made was I moved these 4 little stitches here over to the left one row. And then I finished them on these wood backers I found at Hobby Lobby. They had an easel on them, and they had a graphic that was in the middle of them. This one was painted green, and so I painted it black, but I did keep a little bit of the green showing on there. And then this one is the color that was painted on there originally. So they turned out really cute, I think. They fit perfectly on there. And then I used some Riley Blake rickrack that I got from Fat Quarter Shot. And here's this one, and I always put a note about the project on the back if I can. So I'm excited to have those ready to go. And I will be putting this one on my mantle, and this one will go away until the 1st of August, 1st of October. But I'm happy to have this finished. I think I showed you my sunflower decor in the last floss tube, but I missed this one in this little buffalo plaid tin that I got at Hobby Lobby. I have several of this size stitches stored in here, and I had not gotten this one out yet, but I have them all on magnets so I can take them off and change them out. But this was a stitching with the Housewives, and that's what's on there right now. I've been showing you my 2 completed series that I have done that I switch out every month. This is Truckin' Along for September, and I did those in 2020 and I think a few in 2021. And then I've got the wordplay by with I Need a One Thread, Brenda Gervais out. So I'm enjoying those in my decor right now. So my extra crafty thing I wanted to show you in this video is some retreat placemats, like oversized placemats that I've been making. So if there's a certain theme or I want to do a certain theme, I'm pretty ready for that now. I've been making them for a while, just out of like a half a yard of fabric or whatever size I have. They're adjustable, so this is the newest one I made. And what I'm doing is I'm sewing all around. I have a piece of quilt batting in the middle and leaving a little bit of space to flip it. I flip it, iron it, and then I top stitch it like a couple times around. And then I'm doing just a stitch across every so often on these to kind of keep everything in place. But this is the one for the Bengals that I just did. And of course my Buckeyes. Got that one done. Did one for the Reds. I've got to have all my teams. And this is for the Dayton Dragons, our minor league team for the Reds that we have here in town. And this is the one I probably use the most. I have a magnet board and some other things that are my colors like this that go with it, so I've probably taken this one the most to StitchCon and whatever. And then I'm ready for Halloween, and that's the backing on that one because I didn't have enough fabric to do both sides. Same thing with this one for Christmas. I just thought those little pups were cute, and that's what I backed it with. So real easy to do. I just kind of followed some placemat tutorials I saw on YouTube and figured out my own thing. The September Free Stitch Friday from Primrose is Sweets and Treats, and I just think that's adorable with the cupcake and the lollipops and the candy corn. I like cutesy Halloween, not scary Halloween, so this is right down my alley. So I got the stitching kit and the finishing kit. I chose 25 count Stormy Night Zweigart Lugana. I've discovered Lugana is probably my favorite fabric to stitch on anymore. We got the little needle minder, Sweet Treat needle minder. So I'm excited to get that up on my magnet board where at my stitchy chair, and that'll be cute to look at through the season. And then we had 3 DMCs and 4 Weeks die works that came with the stitching kit. And then the finishing kit has the rickrack, the wool, and the fabric. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's got little moons on it, and I love the purple. So hopefully I can squeeze that project in yet this year. I kind of have my projects all laid out for the rest of the year, so it might not be till next year, but that'll be a fun one to look forward to. Some of the haul from Primrose that I got. Actually, this little sticker came free with my Halloween sweatshirt that I got. It's actually in the laundry, getting ready to be washed, but I'll show that to you later. I got 2 of the garden variety patterns. I got sunflowers, and I got apples. And with that, I got the tart and the sticky board that goes with those. I also got my magic wand, that pattern. And I got Luna, the needle minder, had to have her. And then this is a finishing favorites kit from Lindsay. So there's all kinds of Halloween colored fat quarters in there. There's about 4 of them in there. Some rickrack, some pom-poms, and other things. And I also got the last in this series, the Seasonal Samplings Autumn. So that's another 4-part series that I'd like to get done. And with that, I got the finishing favorites for autumn. So there's 3 fat quarters in there, it looks like. And I have some other haul that I got from different places, but I'm not showing those because those will be either retreat gifts or gifts for my Stitchy sisters. So I'm not showing those right now. But anyway, this was a fun haul to get in the mail. So we're coming into Yellow Springs, Ohio. This is actually between Young's Dairy and where we live in Xenia. And today they're having a porch, I don't know what they're calling it. They're having all kinds of music all through town. And they've got all kinds of stuff set up. That's at the library. And then up here is Mills Motel. Oh, there's the protesters. There's always protesters here. Oh, look at all the doggies watching.
This truck go by. Right.
Mills Park Hotel. Go straight. So you have to watch for pedestrians in Yellow Springs. They can cross the road wherever they want to cross the road. That's the unwritten rule here, even though they put in this fancy crosswalk here. If you see somebody walking out and they want to cross the road, you gotta stop. See? We're probably about at the end of it. I didn't hear anybody down this way.
There's one on the right. I
Oh,
think.
is there? Okay.
Somebody was down here singing.
Yellow Springs is a very unique place. Okay, somebody must be over there. But Peach's Grill is kind of a fun place to go, and we've heard Jim's kids and their bands play there. It's just a very unique little place here. Antioch College is here. And there's all kinds of fun shops and different things that you would not. Porch Fest, that's what it's called. And then there's Peach's Grill right there. And now this is the Yellow Springs bike depot here. And the bike path goes along that way. Busy intersection today, especially just being down the road from Young's. Got a lot going on 68 today.
Right there.
So Jim and I came up to the Young's wool gathering today, and behind me you can see all the tents. We've been walking around. We saw sheep being sheared, but I wanted to tell you a little bit about Young's, having worked at the Springfield Convention and Visitors Bureau and Chamber. Several years ago we had a staff retreat out here, and Dan Young told us that Young's is actually one of, if not the largest privately owned event place in Ohio. So, or entertainment, I should say, in Ohio. So we're up here a lot. We only live about 20 minutes away from Young's. So we came out last weekend and took some pictures without all the people around, so I'm gonna include those in my video too, but I hope you stay tuned for all the beautiful sights that were out here.
You gonna get out there in front of it?
Yeah.
Like Mama Llama Red Pajama.
I don't know if there's toys here, baby. She holds it out.
That's the one that she's holding. It's not the one that she's
This is tent B.
Beautiful stuff. What are you gonna make out of it? Go through once without buying an napkin. It's gonna be nice and warm. Which stove did you get it from?
That's why there's stalls parking out front. That right on the corner there.
This is tent A.
Video on it last night. And it gets up to like 120 degrees out.
Still haven't forgotten about your house.
Yeah.
There's Ellen.
That's like going over and under, in this case 15 times. I had one that was like 150, a big wide sash, and it was 150.
Okay.
Well, actually about 148 to the bottom. But, so every time you do it, that's the same here, how many threads she has with some different groups instead of one at a time. There are looms you can do one at a time. I have one. It's not very much.
Okay, yeah.
They like Ellen until they realize she doesn't have no food.
So soft. It's just crazy, like when you feel it on your feet, it feels nice. When you wear it, it just feels soft.
Do they sometimes fight? What's rare?
They get skittish,
It's a big animal.
and they're more, they can get taller.
No, you're all right. Go ahead.
A little bit more.
That's part of the thing.
Medium level.
They're Lincoln Pine long wool is the breed. They come in white or natural color. The natural color would be the
Here we go. One of you boys gonna volunteer for a haircut now? Gotta get a rope back on it.
Look at that big coat of fur.
It's kind of like a sheep line.